Hey everybody, I'm just getting my crew in here. Just bear with me a second.
Wow, that was fast.
I know, right?
Hey, everybody's here.
If you guys want to send it out to, I just sent the invite to them, so if you guys want to send it out, then we can definitely.
Okay. Hey, Kitty.
A baboon.
My button.
He's a good boy.
I actually have the door closed over this time because. Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hey, Lilith Rising. Hey, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Do I still have my keys on me? No.
Probably not.
If you hear my kid yelling in the background, he's having a tantrum, so I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're gonna hear Ducky throw his temper tantrum in a little while.
Right, but you can go now.
I sent an invite. Oh, sorry.
Okay, cool. Cool. Request. Accept.
Maybe.
Pause.
There we go. Hey.
Hey, Andrew, how's it going?
I am well, thanks. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Good. Yeah.
Good. It's been a bit of a hectic day at work and, you know, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, Mondays are always fun.
Work in the beauty industry. They're great.
Okay.
Hey, Care Beth. All right. So, want to kick us off, JoJo?
Yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know who you are, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is NJ, and I play in 100 Moons. Specifically, I play drums, keys, and guitar.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Cool. What is it that got you into music? Like, what's the story behind your band?
Well, I've been playing in bands since I was really young. So even before I joined bands, I'd been heavily involved in school music programs. But with regards to this band in particular, two of the members in it were former members in another band that I was with. Our roots kind of go back to heavier music. We were in a band called Hammerhands, but during the pandemic, while that project was in the back burner, Colin, who plays guitar and is the primary composer and producer of the band, started up this project with his wife Jen, and what started out as a two-person pandemic means to pass the time eventually evolved into me and Justin joining this band, and us becoming a foursome. And yeah, it all started. It was all kicked off by COVID-19, which I guess kind of happened and was a catalyst for a few things for all of us, right?
Absolutely.
Well, very cool turn of events. I like the music. I like the vibe. It's nice and chill.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Who have been some of your influences?
It's hard to really narrow down, but I guess in the context of this band, 100 Moons, we draw, myself and the band, we draw influences from a lot of 90s grunge and alternative rock. And I think those influences tend to show themselves in our music. But yeah, we're all really big into Smashing Pumpkins, and of course like Nirvana and bands like that. But yeah, we also are into some of the, I guess, artier kind of 90s projects out there in the alt rock realm. I know we're all really fond of PJ Harvey. Drew a lot of influence from her, and slightly outside of that alt rock realm, we also have our I guess we also enjoy like elements of trip hop too. So Portishead is a big one for us, and yeah, and as well as Radiohead is another one that has made its way to our influences and how we write and play.
Cool.
Yeah.
I could definitely hear that.
Yeah.
With the ones that I've listened to, I could definitely hear it. Sierra?
Ooh. What hobbies do you have outside of music?
Personally, I have a pretty full plate, and some of these activities I would have normally considered as hobbies, but have just become part of my day to day. So outside of this band, I am also in another band. I play in a heavier doom sludge project called Spook the Beast, and yeah, I also moonlight as a backline technician in the music industry, and I also promote and produce local shows here in the Greater Toronto area through my company Dadbod Production House, and yeah, and I also provide administrative support to bands by means of writing grant applications for them. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
and I am also a dad with 2 children, so it's
You definitely stay busy.
that's my day.
You don't stop.
No.
Never ending with kids, I would presume.
Right. I love the name of your production company.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's I don't know what manifested first, that or like my unhealthy build and lifestyle, but yeah, there it is.
I mean, sometimes when you become a parent, you just kind of let yourself go, and then we've all been there.
Whatever.
Well, like
We're making
Y'all.
back on JoJo.
Yeah. I have a 16-year-old, and I just got a puppy who is 3 months old. You'll hear him in a little while. He's very loud.
Oh.
He likes to make an appearance. And I
My favorite.
have a 1.5-year-old Old English Sheepdog, which was just barking a few minutes ago. Again, sleep, I don't know what that is anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Oh.
7 p.m. Eastern, and here's a cup of Joe that I'm having right now.
Right?
Keep it going.
There's a
Yeah,
little one that's in the corner over there. She's like messaging me earlier. I already had my coffee, so I'm good to go.
I mean, I've been up since 1:30 a.m.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
She doesn't sleep either.
I don't know what sleep is.
Not anymore.
Not even a little bit. Now, do you have a favorite song that you guys like to perform?
Ooh. So we're still relatively new, and we've only played a handful of shows. And that being said, like right now, it's still at least for me, it's still very much the honeymoon phase
Yeah.
for us performing. So as much as I like playing all of them, I guess my personal favorite, and kind of helps bring out the energy for myself, and we've been opening with it, and we've had great success with I guess like how audiences feel about it, has been Johnny Cosmo. It's also one of the more, I guess, technically demanding songs for us to play. So I know that in my introduction I mentioned that like I played drums, guitar, and keyboards, but in our live performances I do all 3 things at the same time. So by means of
Wow.
and it's not just me, like the entire band. That is our live performance approach. It's one of the challenges the bands have with recording music is being able to replicate it accurately in a live setting. In the studio, you have the benefit of being able to record layers of tracks to help really beef up your sound and add, complexities and harmonies and layers to it. But as a standard 4-piece band, it's hard to pull that off live, where you have one person on guitar, a bassist, a singer, and drummer. But trying to honor the spirit of these tracks and being able to replicate them as close as possible to the recording is something that's really meaningful to us. So we took like a 1-year journey of trying to figure out how to properly do this, and long story short, we were able to do it by using loop pedals through Boss Roland. And essentially, it allows me to play sections of songs on one instrument, and by kicking this pedal on, it can continue to play that part that I've just played, and I can move on to another instrument. And it has great applications, so that we start off as a 4-piece, but we can easily become this sonic orchestra with the help of these tools. Especially on our vocals, it's something else to be able to witness Jen harmonize with herself when we are playing live,
Right.
because of this. So that being said, going back to your question, Johnny Cosmo's one of the more demanding ones, but also brings out a lot of energy, and I love playing it because I get to play all 3 of my instruments in that song at the same time. So it's just a big fun song for me to play, and I enjoy it.
No,
Well, that
on the topic of, sorry, Jen, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that definitely sounds like a fun live show experience.
Oh, absolutely. On the topic of performing live, you mentioned to me that you guys have a show coming up. Did you want to talk about that?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. We actually have a series of shows lined up. We've made it a point to kind of link up quite a few showcases through the spring in support of our upcoming EP that we're going to be releasing. Before I get into that, in terms of the shows, we've just played one in Toronto a couple weeks ago that kind of officially kicked off the spring fling that we're doing. And then next week, we are off to Ottawa on the 4th, and then on the 5th in Trois-Rivières, and on the 6th in Montreal. We are hitting the road with 2 other bands. One of them is from Ottawa-Gatineau. They're called Vest. They are a post-rock doom sludge project out there. I'd met them through one of the iterations of one of their projects, one of the members' projects in the past, and have remained close friends with them. And then the other band is called Glacier. They are from Boston, and they also do a heavy post-rock thing. And of those 3 dates, they all culminate towards a festival in Montreal that we're all playing called Aprilis Fest.
Yeah.
That's put on by our friends in Broken Chord. They've been supporters of heavy fringe music, I guess, for going on for, I guess, just a little under a decade right now. The pandemic kind of slowed down things for them, but they're back on the up and up. And yeah, they just have a really good knack for bringing these kinds of acts together over a weekend, and we're super stoked to play those. And then, yeah, we have one in May out in Waterloo as part of a band crawl over the Victoria Day long weekend. And it's being put on by Pink Lemonade and my friend Brian Scheid, who puts on a lot of shows out in the KW Tri-Cities area. Yeah, and all of these shows we're playing in support of our upcoming EP that we release. It's a 2-song cover EP that we're putting out, and we have released the first single from it, which is a cover of Soundgarden's 4th of July. So the next track that we are going to debut We will let everyone know what that is next week, April 4th.
Very
And yeah.
I'm excited. Definitely excited. I love the sound.
Thank you. Yeah, that 4th of July, the song, the original track is great. Like that was I personally like I love that song, and you know, Soundgarden's just such a huge band, huge influence for us, and you know, it was a bold move for us to I guess like apply our take on it. But you know, we thought, hey, let's try to do something interesting here, and you know, take the best elements of what we liked about that song, and see what we could do with it. And I think that's where you see some of those other influences that that have made its way into our style. So a bit of that Portishead in there in terms of like some of the lo-fi trip hop beats and the theremin. But yeah, it's really it's stripping it down and deconstructing it, and this is what we have.
We did have a comment in the chat, and I'm sorry, I'm just getting to it now. Josh says that you guys have such a great sound.
Hey, Josh, thanks. I think you probably sound great too.
Oh, and we did
Go ahead.
forget to say, if anybody in the chat has any questions, just pop them in there, and we can get them answered for you.
Absolutely. I'm tired. Come on now.
I know, like what? I know you said you haven't done too many shows, but have you had anything crazy happen at a show so far?
No, nothing too crazy, but it always feels like we're walking the razor's edge every time we play, because you know, along with the complicated nature of our setup, like therein lies the myriad of possible things that could go wrong. So it's always on a wing and a prayer, and because once that train leaves the station, there's no turning back. But so far, knock on wood, it's been great. We've pissed off quite a few sound guys with the complexity of the setup. Sorry for anybody who works in audio production there. Thank you for your patience. But
We're
yeah,
Canadian. That's what we're supposed to do. Come on now.
but so far, nothing eventful, and I'm okay with that because there's so much. So yeah, if we can just cruise through and get through these songs in a somewhat okay manner, I'm more than happy with that.
Absolutely.
What would you say your creative process is in writing a song?
So just to give everyone some context, the first set of songs that came from the EP were solely written, performed, and produced by Colin and Jen. They really are the souls of this band, like both in spirit and like in terms of like the legwork that they put in, like feet souls. And it's a bit of a different process now that Justin and I have joined the band. Not to say that, you know, it's dramatically different, and also like three of us have experience playing music together and composing. But this time around, in terms of how we do our thing, is usually through a committee-like process where we would pitch certain ideas and parts, and discuss them in terms of their arrangement and orchestration. But I guess maybe we're late to this game, but in terms of utilizing technology, this is probably the new thing for me and for the rest of us, because now we are recording demos, sections of songs in our own homes, and bouncing those tracks to each other, so that we can listen or edit, and it streamlines our whole process, because in contrast, we were very much in analog world with our previous projects, where we would all kind of sit in a room, hash things out. We'd have to teach other members parts of the songs in order to be able to demonstrate the full vision of it. Whereas now we can kind of orchestrate and do that ourselves through through whatever DAW we're using, and send those tracks to each other instead, so that they're already composed in a demo, kind of in a more listenable format. And it saves a lot more time in exchange that way, versus having to sit down and hash it out in person.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are doing that nowadays, because we've talked to several bands that like don't even live in the same
Yes.
state, some of them, so that they kind of go back and forth that way. So very cool that you can use technology like that now.
Yeah, and I think that the pandemic was a thing that helped push that along, in terms of the isolation. But yeah, it worked well for us. It really opened up our abilities to be able to project them properly and kind of see through the skeleton of the song, and then be able to do it in a more timely manner.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then once we got that going, it's just like boom, 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 and it's like, this sucks, let's move on. I don't have to teach, or somebody doesn't have to teach me something to find out that something sucks before we ditch the idea.
There's also that.
Right?
You can catch it before it's too late, because once it's like all mixed and all produced, and you're like, oh, that's gonna flop.
And it's not our first rodeo. It's our second rodeo. So some of these pitfalls of growth and band kind of operations, these are all roads that we've crossed before, and thankfully I'd like to think that we've learned from them, and now that we have those learnings and those experiences, we're able to do things better as a result of it. Like I'm no spring chicken, but yeah, I guess that's the advantage of it, though, is that like you've been around the block.
Yeah. Definitely. Josh said that he was very bummed that he missed the Toronto show. Hopefully there's a homecoming show after the spring fling.
Yes, yeah, we're trying to cook some things up, but three out of four of us reside in Toronto, and that's kind of one of the artist cities that we are most connected to. So yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Oh. Sierra,
Somebody's calling you out now. Come on now.
What?
Sierra's making chicken.
Yeah.
Making
Yeah.
chicken?
Dan's
You're
an old
young.
man. He's top for the walk.
There you go.
I'm actually really thrilled that I'm seeing a lot of homies here joining the chat. A lot of them too are heavily involved in the music community here that I'm in. Dan is no exception to that. He's part of a really great band called Truce. Definitely worth checking out.
That's awesome. Any band or anybody else, if you're in a band, message us and we want to interview you.
For sure. Are you drinking milk?
That's
Nerding.
casual cyclist. Hi, casual cyclist. That's Justin. He plays bass in 100 Moons. He was only able to join us remotely, but no, it's not milk. It's coffee, dude. Come on. It's either coffee or beer. It's either coffee or beer.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yes, Fiona, that was a Transformers cup.
It was an
Yes.
Autobots. Be accurate.
Yes, that's part of like the nerddom lore of my life, and I've passed it on to my kids too. It's great, but at the same time, it's like, they are now watching these shows that are 40 years old. Transformers turned 40 this year.
Wow.
My parents had me watching those shows when I was a kid. I have a Thundercats statue.
You're a baby, so let's just not.
I'm a child.
You are. She's the youngest one out of us all, so we give her crap all the time. It's nothing new.
Taylor, send me a message. We'll get you on the show and you can play your kazoo, okay?
Oh god. You better be able to play it well.
I don't know
We'll
about that.
critique. We'll need in tune, out of tune, too sharp, too flat.
As long as it's not the recorder. And I don't know
Yeah,
how old your kids are, but are you like
Oh my god.
that recorder?
the recorder gets a lot of flack, but I think it deserves a chance.
Right?
How about some cowbell? Throw that.
No, I'll do
There's
charming
never enough.
or the slappy sticks.
Oh,
What is the best advice you've ever been given?
Geez, I don't know. I've been given a lot of like advice, anecdotes, and things, but I'm trying to think if there's any that have really resonated with me off the bat right now. You know, in the context of this band, I'm told not to mess up a lot, so that is important.
that's important.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess, geez. I think we might have to put a pin in that. Like, or if maybe, like, generally speaking, in terms of the things that I do, there's something that's made me neurotypical about being particular about things. So that also kind of like goes back to the whole like don't mess things up. But yeah, just, I don't know. It's something about let's just chalk it up to like, do things. Well.
Do things. Yeah. Don't mess up. That's a good one though.
Yeah. Man, this chat's out of hand, out of control.
Oh,
like
this is tame.
We need to get Taylor on a live. That's all I can say.
The next hangout, Taylor should definitely come on a live. Our hangouts, we had one after New Year's.
I made
That was nuts. That was before Sierra actually was officially a part of the Bangover cult, and she ended up making waffles in her kitchen, and it turned into a cooking show. It turned into Sierra's cooking show. So
that's cool. Yeah, that reminds me of the band had read this one article or story about this Italian punk band. They were very avant-garde, and for their set, all they did was make pasta, and they boiled spaghetti in a pot on stage.
Interesting.
Made sauce and laid out like a tablecloth and twirled spaghetti and forks and ate it. That was their set.
Well, there you go, Sierra. We're gonna have to go live when you're here, and we're gonna have to make waffles on camera.
You'll see the chaos of how I make waffles.
I've seen the chaos of how you make waffles. But anyway,
back to business.
What would cook on stage?
Oh, that's easy, man. Okay, so steaks, but like, okay, and mashed potatoes, because you gotta have mashed potatoes with steaks. But
mashed potatoes are right there.
These are all very manageable within our set times, and the best thing about it is that we do have our set timed very well. I'm pretty sure 2 songs of ours equals like perfect al dente pasta cooking time. So we'll just set a pot off to the side, and I'll also have a cast iron pan on the other, and yeah, and like it's so quick too. It's I do a minute per side,
Correct.
and it always turns out great. I know some people tend to like theirs a little differently, but for all intents and purposes, for the art, they're going in medium rare. And yeah, so that's the answer. Steak and potatoes during a set, totally doable, totally manageable, delicious, and incredible.
All right. Well, I'm flying all the way to Toronto just to see that.
Go,
Right?
Jolie, go on.
All I have to do is drive there.
I'll fly to you and then we go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very cool.
me and Sierra, I'll meet up and fly together. We're both in the States, so.
Yeah. And Jay, you may have company.
All good. But as long as somebody's buying this meat, this economy,
It's crazy.
yeah.
Like our prices here are crazy. I don't know what it's like in Toronto, but down in Cape Breton, it's insane.
Yeah,
One
like,
steak here is like $14 or so.
geez. Well, like I guess I'd have to probe a bit more in terms of like what cut,
Yeah, I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, but yeah, like I am in absolute like surprise at like how much chicken is. It's not as accessible as it used to be, and yeah, that's the kind of world we're in.
Taylor has us covered.
Yeah, Taylor has a farm. She's got cows. She's going to bring the steaks for everybody.
Oh, okay, all right. That's a lot of work, but cool.
Sure. How many band members are there? I'll spend that much so you get to make steak and taters. Sounds good, Fiona.
I
It's a
mean,
party.
it's not the first time I've fed them those exact things. Am I right, Justin? Yeah, like I've made my homies steaks and mashed potatoes. Yeah, and also like if anybody wants in on a really cool like mashed potato trick, you throw in an egg yolk.
Yep,
Yeah,
it is good. I've had it before.
yeah.
And Fiona,
Throw
there are 4 band members.
yes, yes. Yep. Serves 4. Serves 4.
I'm so caught up on the potatoes with the egg.
Oh, it makes it so creamy. It poaches in, especially when the taters are hot and still steamy. That's when you throw in the butter, and then you throw in the egg. But you have to keep stirring because you don't want that thing to scramble. There's some testaments there too. The
Exactly.
steak and mashed potatoes. I have a reputation. But yes, the egg was a game changer for me, and when I learned about it, I had to share it with my homies, and they agreed that it was a good addition to a classic.
I'll have to try that.
So now I'm going to Toronto.
Okay. Sierra, since we're talking about food,
Oh, no.
you know what
Oh.
I need to ask.
No. Fine.
Okay, this has been asked basically in every single live now.
I just want to
This
put it
pineapple,
out there. He's Canadian, so
Yeah, I was going to say he's Canadian, so I think I know the answer.
this pineapple belong on pizza.
Yeah, man, life's too short. I love pineapple on pizza. Fight me, I'll fight all of them.
I love pineapple on pizza.
Honestly, I'm on the outs. I don't like pineapple on pizza, but apparently everybody else does. So
don't knock
me,
until you try it.
me and Taylor, I have tried it. I don't like it.
You gotta
I don't like
try it again.
I don't
You
like
haven't had the
fruit
better
on
one.
like hot things, or
Yeah.
I don't know. I like pineapple by itself, but yeah, me and Taylor are part of the no pineapple gang. Everybody else loves pineapple, apparently.
The other way I eat pineapple.
Well, like I don't know if it's like because of like my cultural upbringing. I'm from the Philippines. We love our pineapples there. The city that I lived in as a child, Las Piñas,
Mhm.
the It's me. It's my life. It's my personality. I am spiky and prickly on the outside and sweet and delicious on the inside.
That is a good way to describe yourself.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll say the majority
It's a
wins
commitment.
this time. Jen, I'm sorry.
Well,
That's
I knew I was gonna lose with a bunch of Canadians, so
You'd be surprised at how many people here don't like it, though. You just find the people that like it.
I mean, I found a few in our interviews, but most of them like it. I don't know.
Exactly.
I get the same kind of polarizing reaction with my dislike for mint chocolate. Can't deal.
Dislike for chocolate?
No, mint
Oh,
Mint.
chocolate.
Oh,
mint.
mint chocolate. Yeah.
See
I
that?
mean,
Mint?
that
Yeah.
can be understandable. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
way too overpowering.
Sometimes it's way too minty. I do like a good mint, but yeah, I don't go all crazy with the mints.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Separation of church and state, chocolate, and mint.
And Fiona
Exactly.
mentioned earlier pineapple on dessert pizza. I mean, I could do that. I just can't do it on regular pizza.
No, dessert pizza's really good.
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Oh, Andes are the bomb.
Yeah.
Yes.
Watermelon in salad. It's great.
Well, see, that's like I can't do salad with fruit in it. So I guess I'm just a person that can't mix my fruit with other things that aren't fruit.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This has devolved into a food thing. Like I love to eat.
Oh no, that's perfectly
I know.
fine.
I'm sorry.
I have a question from Lance here, and it made me laugh out loud. I am so sorry. If a vampire cop had a warrant, could they go into the house uninvited?
What?
Vampire
Well, I mean, let's dig into what a warrant entails. I don't think anybody is particularly welcoming towards a warrant, but you know, there's a certain legal obligation there. So if we're talking about within the context of law, that you know, invited or not, that warrant's there, and you kind of got to do it, otherwise straight to jail.
Right?
jail.
But you know, I do see how proper consent would be something that should always be confirmed and expressed before entering.
Exactly.
Uh,
Hopefully that answered your question, Lance, because that was a good one. And Sierra is now lost.
I'm always confused. Let's be real.
A little bit.
What would you say your dream venue would be?
I'll play anywhere. I'll play. Well, okay, no, because this was a point of contention at one point with the band. I will play anywhere that has enough space for all of the technical crap that we have to run. I know it keeps coming back to that. It's both our you know the thing for us, but also like the burden that we carry is that, you know, with this ability for us to do this magical thing, there's also the magical complications that come along with it. So I will play anywhere, granted that there is sufficient space for our stuff. Yes.
Cool. Sierra, what are you making?
It's Chaos Waffles.
Not
looks
yet.
like stars.
We're not at that stage, but they're like tiny little
It is stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cute.
It just keeps my hands busy. So
No, that's fine. I was just like, what is she doing?
I'm just playing with paper.
That's
you know?
She's usually squirting the cats because they're trying to eat her stuff.
Yeah, no, they try to eat my phone half the time. But this time they're trying to eat the paper. So
All right.
That's cat.
Yeah.
There's a cat. There's something. I have one of those too. He's an ass. Let's just be real. He's an ass.
hey, don't be mean to my buddy.
You just wait.
I
If
will
you
speak
could
with
have any superpower, what would it be?
Uh, uh, Flight or teleportation. Like, I have to be so many places at once. So, yes, that would help me make things more efficient and be able to carry out my lifestyle obligations to my passions, profession, and family.
I
Yes.
would definitely teleport also.
Yeah.
Just because I love to travel. I just hate how long it takes to get there. And
That and
I'm
passports.
heights, so I can't do the flying thing. But if I teleport, then boom,
Exactly.
I'm there.
Yeah.
not as much money spent.
Exactly.
Pretty much. More shopping money.
More concert
Who
money.
needs to shop when you can theft through
This is
teleportation?
Well,
That's
true.
possible.
You just have to be careful.
Don't go to the same place twice in 1 year.
That's
and
right.
watch out for the vampire cops that'll come to arrest you.
I was
Not
checking
without a
to
warrant.
see if he said
Not without
anything
a
else.
Not without a warrant. Don't let them in.
Not at this point.
Can you teleport items too? You should be.
I would say if they're on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Well,
when
like
you're touching them.
that's like manifesting then. I would love to have physical manifestations of things that I want. Like ice cream, boom. Beer, boom.
Point, Taylor.
We are superheroes. Just this aside.
We have our quirks. We all
Exactly.
have our quirks. You know.
You've seen the show The Boys, right? There's a thing called anti-heroes.
Yeah.
That show.
That show.
What is your drink of choice?
There you go.
So, if we're talking alcohol,
Affirmative.
I have a fondness for hazy IPA beers. If we're talking liquor, I am too fond of bourbon. And for non-alcoholic beverage, coffee and pineapple juice.
Pineapple juice is really good for your throat, especially if you have a cough juice. I like that.
And
That's a new one too. See, more pineapple, okay?
pineapple's life.
Pineapple is so good, just not on pizza.
But yeah, that's I'm just trying to think of other beverages. If we're talking savory, or I guess a bisque, a lobster bisque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
I haven't had that in so long.
Yeah. Have you ever made your own bisque using
Yeah.
the discarded carapace of a lobster? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
So good. It's better than the restaurants when you make it yourself.
Yeah. Oh, are you from that school of thought where it's like you actually grind down the shell after like boiling it down and include in the bisque, or you just use it for the flavor? Because
It really depends. It can go either way. It just depends on what mood I'm in when I do it or when it gets done.
I'm not a shell boy. I can't do it. I can't do ground up shell. It feels like sand. But
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, so much food talk. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I literally, it was funny when you were talking about steaks. I was like, I just ate one of those probably about a half hour ago before I got on here.
I mean, when we were talking about the spaghetti, I ate spaghetti earlier, so.
Yeah. And now we're talking about Taylor Swift, apparently. Oh, God.
Hey, you have Anti-Hero, and then
Yeah, that's true. And then Fiona went off. Hi, it's me. Yes, honey, you are the
What?
problem.
that's
Jokingly.
sure 100 meals.
Yeah.
100
That-
meals. There's a new band name.
I
the
mean,
new band name.
they could
That's
create a whole entire YouTube page on how they make the steaks with
Right?
the mashed potatoes with egg.
Yeah. I mean, bring the live experience even more with the steaks and the mashed potatoes while playing the music, you know?
yeah, gotta stimulate all those senses, including you know, olfactory. Sorry, that's the word for it, for smells, and I guess taste. But that's mostly for the band because we eat the steaks. You guys just get to watch us. So
Exactly.
Yep. Let's see. Everybody's giving you so many ideas.
And cookbook. You gotta get on that. I
That
would
be
buy
a
that.
good one.
There's like a new merch idea. There you go.
yeah.
Speaking of merch, do you guys have a website that you guys usually go for merch, or have you gotten that far yet?
Do you mean for
Your band? Yeah.
for making our merch? Sorry, or selling our merch?
Selling.
Oh, so we do have a Bandcamp where we do sell the only physical merch we have available there right now is our CDs. So that is our handle is 100 Moons Band, I believe, on Bandcamp. And we do have a merch page there. So for now, it's just CDs, but we have done a run of shirts that are available at our shows. So when we do hit the road, we'll have those with us, and eventually they're going to make their way over to the Bandcamp for online sales.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Woo!
Yeah.
Now, what is the better way to support you guys?
So right now, as a fledgling new band, we would just be stoked for people to discover and see us and find us. And that's why we are doing what we're doing right now, this huge push, this campaign to bring attention to this cover album that we are doing, hitting up these cities and playing in them. And also, with the help of some of our friends in V13 Media and Promo, we've been engaging them for a lot of PR work as well to help get the word out about us. So it's, as a new band, it would mean a lot to us if we could gain that kind of followership, and people could get to experience our music and sound, and hopefully lead to bigger and better things in the future.
Absolutely. So if there's anybody in the chat right now that's not following these guys, give them a follow on Spotify, whatever you listen to your music on, TikTok, Facebook. They are incredible. Like, you will not be disappointed. And Fiona is saying, ship you money for whatever shirt is available.
Hit me up on the DMs, and we'll see what we can do. I know we should have something set up ideally online, but until then, I'll take care of you that way.
There you go, Fiona. Make sure you follow them after the live.
And definitely let us know when new singles or the EP is about to drop, and we'll help you with it as well.
Absolutely.
Yes. And I guess just in terms of the date there, April 4th, that's the magic date where we will be dropping the second track off of this 2-song EP that we've titled Take Two. And it is also a 90s classic, and we cannot wait to put it out there. I think there's certain demographic of people, who may have been into, those kinds of boy band, girl band of the 90s.
Oh my God, you are speaking our language.
That might be into what we're dropping next. Yeah.
I cannot
I'm so
wait.
excited now.
It's
I will
Kind
have
of
to
funny.
learn
I know,
more.
like, we're all adults and everything, but I sat down and I watched the new Trolls movie last night, and it was so freaking cute.
I got so excited when I took my kids to the theater. I was like, yes, it's sync. And they're like, what are you doing, Mom? I'm like, you would have to been there.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
So,
yeah, with movies and things like that being so accessible at home, like, yeah, it's weird to go out with friends and family out to see films and movies these days.
Yeah.
And but you know, like, I guess that with the advent of like things like YouTube, it's everything's at your fingertips.
yeah, I know. Definitely. Now the troll. Yeah, now everybody's talking about the Trolls movie.
Oh, yeah.
I have not
Absolutely.
seen it.
I think when the song actually Band Together, whatever it was, came out, Fiona has access to one of my Spotify playlists, and she put it on there the day that it came out. I started laughing when it came on. So, speaking in the line of movies, do you have a specific genre that you go to?
It tends to be, I guess, science fiction or psychological thriller or just like really stupid comedy, like Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Encino Man. Oh, there is one movie that is near and dear to my heart and gets me ridiculously emotional. Um, I'll share this for the world. Some of my besties out there know about it. Do you guys know Field of Dreams? That
Yes.
the baseball movie with Gina Davis.
Yeah.
this this used to be our playground, and yeah, that's gets me every time.
No.
Every time.
Yeah, I can't watch the I like a lot of horror movies and stuff. The new take on the It movie, so the second half of that,
Uh,
I can't watch that without crying. It's brutal.
oh wait, what did I say? I totally meant A League of Their Own.
Field of Dreams. Yeah.
Oh geez, yes. Yep, that's it. I'm canceled.
You know,
I totally meant A League of Their Own. Jeez. Yeah.
If you build it, they will
Yeah.
come. Oh,
Okay, that movie can.
Carrie.
No, it cannot touch A League of Their Own.
So, does anybody else have any questions?
Comments, concerns?
well,
Miguel's not here, so there's no concerns. That's fine.
At this point.
Kevin Costner is.
We all are. We all are.
I don't care. I was weeping at Waterworld, so there you go.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm a big
Fair
baby,
enough.
so it's not a big deal.
Go get your cow, Taylor.
So if she's
I'm
missing cows,
sorry
we'll
to
go
my
back.
vegan and vegetarian friends. Yeah.
Mm.
It how rare. Okay.
How rare.
People are making things.
Wow.
Oh my God, Fiona.
Is this a music interview or
Are we
a food interview?
on food?
Foodie interview, apparently.
Oh.
We'll go medium.
Medium rare, all the way.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess if nobody has any questions, is there anything else you want to promote?
I wish we had more stuff, but right now that's what we have going on. But it has been a busy year for us. We are working on follow-up full length for original tunes. We are in the process of writing it, and we're going to be recording it soon. Hopefully, we hope to have something early in 2025. But until then, there's lots for people to discover and check out. So yeah, once again, our upcoming EP release, Take Two, featuring 2 cover songs that are of our own take and style. The second single's dropping April 4th. So that's what we got.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Before we tie it up too much here, Fiona wants to know what your favorite song is, and I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Taylor here too. Fiona would like to know what your favorite song is right now.
In the world,
The word.
Generalist term.
so I am late to this game, and I guess I don't know. That's just where I am right now. I'm constantly playing catch up, but I'm
Same.
through a friend of mine at work. I've just discovered the Black Queen, which is a synth wave, 80s new wave modern project that was released by the singer of the Dillinger Escape Plan. I think they released their first record back in 2016 and a follow-up to it in 2018.
Right.
It's great. It sounds like Nine Inch Nails and Depeche Mode put together.
Awesome.
And I know the song, but so far I've just been listening to the whole thing nonstop on repeat. So that's been my favorite as of late. And I know that people here are probably like, that was like, well, welcome to 5 years ago, but that's the life I'm living. So too bad. Yeah.
Exactly.
The Black.
What's your favorite song right now, JoJo?
There's too many. There's like way too many. I'm still sticking with Felicity's Levitate. I still go back to that one, or Alive in Stone, Midnight Angel.
Sierra?
No.
No.
Pick
No.
one. Reach up in
I'm
the air and pick one.
I'm
All
gonna go
for
with
nothing,
the
up from here.
Up from here. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with
All
the
for
Wait
nothing.
For song "Magnetic" that just came out last week, and I know Carrie Beth, me and her are seeing Wage War in like a month, so
That's awesome.
not together, unfortunately. She's in New York, I'm in New Mexico, but you know. All right. Well, this
is probably going to kick us off in a minute. So, but anyway, yeah. So if anybody has any other questions or anything like that, you can feel free to ask them now. Just before that we kick this off. However,
Hold your peace.
if you're not following these guys, definitely give them a follow. Like I said, they are absolutely. Thanks. Now that is stuck in my head. They're absolutely amazing. And Sierra's gonna sing us off, apparently. But it was great to meet you, NJ. I really hope that we can have you back sometime soon, especially to promote the new song.
Yep.
And yeah, I hope you have a great night.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Bye.